Yeah, people ask me all the time how I got involved in this sort of thing, in kind of anatomical art and what some people would deem macabre or morbid stuff. And in my mind, I think all children are into this. I never outgrew it, is how I think of it. I just was always into animals when they were alive. When they were dead, I would keep them in formaldehyde. My father kind of helped me build my own little natural history museum. So I come by this very honestly. In medicine, the phrase morbid anatomy means the study of diseased body parts. But in my opinion, I'm someone who grew up being interested in this, and people have called me morbid for years and years and years, and I used to accept that and say, oh, maybe I'm a morbid person. But then when I began to really think about it and articulate a real response, I thought to myself, is it morbid to think about death? And if so, why? It seems to me that America at this particular time is kind of the only culture that thinks it's morbid to think about death. And in my opinion, the contemplation of death is part of the human condition. It's the fact that we know we're going to die is probably what separates us from the animals, and perhaps is the reason that we have culture. To pretend it doesn't exist and to not have a sophisticated way of dealing with it, a sophisticated discourse about it and around it, seems morbid to me. And that's from probably around the 1860s, 1850s. This is a real human skull that was a donation to the museum. The medical use. This is a moulage made by Eleanor Crook, who we hope will be a future artist in residence. The connection between this kind of anatomical models and sideshow is, there's a couple. One is the audiences are the same. So the audience that we have are the same people who go to Coney Island, USA to see the sideshow acts. Some of them are performers in sideshow. And also I would say early anatomy was very theatrical and shared with kind of sideshow, this kind of spectacular element that now is kind of looked down upon. It's all this kind of continuum. As a lot of people already know, in Barnum's museum, Barnum, the great circus man before he was a circus guy, ran one of the most popular museums in New York called the American Museum. It had a menagerie of live animals, it had taxidermy, it had natural curiosities, and it had human freaks on display. So I'm really, really interested in the history of museums, and in the 19th century it's kind of inseparable, those two things. So if you look closely, this wreath here is all made of human hair. All those coils and things like that. It's just a braid of human hair wrapped around some embroidery. We don't go to freak shows anymore. Now we watch them on TV. But I guess it's novelty, right? It's things that are different and things that excite us and get our brain synapses going.
Freaks were always the born different people in sideshows, in the early sideshow, and there were cases where they weren't treated very well, but for the most part, they were treated like royalty, the highest paid people in sideshow.